everybody. I want to welcome you all to the Speaker Co-working, sponsored by SpeakerHub. I am Ron Story, the head of product at SpeakerHub. This is our daily 12 p.m. noon call where speakers from all over the world get together to talk about getting more gigs, pitching more gigs, and making more money. At SpeakerHub, we help you to get booked for paid speaking gigs, podcast interviews, and press coverage. No matter what level of speaker you are, our digital bureau can help you to get booked more. So, what's up? Everybody should have gotten 100 pitches, 100 pitches back or credited back. If you did a follow-up in the last 5 days, we gave you 100 pitches as a reward. Just because we couldn't figure out why we was taking pictures from you on the follow-up. So we didn't try to say, well, you only sent 6. Nope, we just gave everybody 100. So if you sent 100 pitches in the last 5 days, I mean, if you sent any follow-ups in the last 5 days, you would have gotten a bonus of 100 pitches added to your account. No questions asked. So hopefully that makes up for our error on our side. But we just want to make sure that you guys are, look at Kevin. Kevin, we want to make sure that you all feel good about working with us. And yeah, so good to see everybody. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, Ron, I don't know if you got a chance to touch base on it yesterday, but I've been in publications, online magazines, and things of that sort, and I just wanted to get your thoughts around the
Oh, yeah.
proper way or the best way to market those, or
Yep.
once
Yep.
you're in on a present, what should we do with it?
Yep. So here's a couple things. We approach publications a bit different than everyone else. Were you featured in a publication or did you get published?
I was featured.
Okay, right. So there's 2 ways that we use publications at SpeakerHub. One is where you get featured in the magazine, meaning that someone wrote an article and put you in it. And by covering you in that article, you you ended up getting some notoriety and authority positioning for being in that article, right? So let's give you an example of this. Let's see. Let's go to Success Magazine and Dr. Karen Pruden Hills, Success Magazine. All right. Let's see. I think she was in Success Magazine recently. Let me make
That's
sure.
success.com.
Yeah, I think it's success.com. That's it. Should leaders have favorites? So
Yeah.
this is what we talk about getting featured. So Karen Pruden is one of our SpeakerHub members that we recommended her for this article, right? So this was an article that we needed HR perspectives on. So we recommended her to be interviewed along with several other people. You may have seen Sylvia on the call before too. She's a SpeakerHub member. And we recommended her for this article also. So we sent about 5 HR people over, and they were the ones that the editor approved after the author sent the article. Does that make sense? So after you write the article, you include the quotes you want. The editor strikes stuff that they don't want if they don't think it's deep enough or it's redundant or whatever. So this is called being featured in an article. Does
Yeah, I
that make
have one
sense?
actually on success.com too. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So were you featured or were you, again, you were featured or
I
did
was
you write?
featured on it. Yeah. I
Okay.
have a
So
few.
that's a feature. So you can use that to say, hey, here's my comments on this, right? But that's called giving a contribution, as we like to say with the chicken and the pig, right? But the person who wrote this article was my business partner, Kamanzi, right? Now, Kamanzi writes for 80 or so publications, but he teaches you how to write for yourself if you want to. So you can get paid by Success for writing articles there's no limit. You can write an article every day. If they get approved every day, you'll make $8,000 to $9,000 a month writing articles. Does that make sense? Some of them pay $1 a word, some pay $2 a word, some pay on a per article basis, right? So again, here we don't just teach you random stuff. We only teach the things that we do. So Kamanzi runs the group and he does the article teaching. And you can see these, if we want to see all the articles he's written in the last month, I can go and say, show me the ones he's written in the past month. He's been in Essence, he was in Success, he did MSN, he was on CNET, and he did, I think, 3 on Success Magazine. Does that make sense? So you have to choose which one you want to be on. If you just want to be featured, you don't have any control over who put you in their article, right? And they can't put you in the article all the time. If you want to be a writer to share your intellectual property and your thoughts on productivity, you could write every day and get paid every day from writing. Is that fair, John?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So let me give you another example. Angela, this is one of our clients, Cole, I'm going to mess her name up. Tesla, she wrote this article in Business Insider about having a Tesla, a Cybertruck. And let's
Now,
see,
after it's published, outside of just posting it on social medias or any other ideas, or
uh, what do you mean?
I mean, once it's actually online, it's published like right now.
Yep.
Is
How do
it?
you use it after that? Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to come to the page to read about your article and what you've written. You can see she got 6,000 likes just from this one post. They posted it 4 times so far, I think, on their social media. So this has been driving traffic since June. Um, yeah, you can post it, but that doesn't mean that someone's going to book you because of it, just because you posted it. But let me show you where you use this. On your SpeakerHub page, right? I'll show you what Sean Fair does really well. Um, so if you go down to the bottom of Sean's page, you'll see he puts all of his articles right here. Anytime he gets featured in something, he's gonna put it in here,
Hmm.
right? So that people can see, holy crap, he was featured in Money Matters. Speakers Magazine had him on something. He was on this. It's just credibility building. Again, you're building insurance against embarrassment for the event planner. You want them to be like, well, I can pick the dude with nothing, but this everybody's writing about this dude. Does that make sense?
Yep. Thanks, man.
Right? But don't overlook this opportunity right here. The opportunity to write and get paid is amazing. And here's the thing, you don't have to 100% right. You can tell your story and let ChatGPT edit it. If you let ChatGPT write the story, they will block your submission and not accept any more from you ever again. So don't try to submit AI written articles. You can submit AI edited articles, but not AI submitted articles. So this is our group for PR and writing. What you see here is beauty school AI training, paid consulting or something that was there. Uh, Business Insider thread. This is where we post a bunch of stuff. People when they get into Business Insider. Um, Bloomberg is accepting pitches. They're paying $2 to $4 a word. You see that? We just posted this 2 hours ago. $2 to $4 a word. Articles start at 2,500 words. You do the math. That's $5,000. Here's Danielle. We give you all the information. Does this make sense? So, again, I'm not just about speaking. I'm about speakers having intellectual property and getting paid for sharing your intellectual property. We're not going to write the articles for you, but we'll give you some ideas, right? We got a whole thread of hundreds of ideas that you can come in and say, here's a great idea for this, here's an idea for that. And you rocking with the best. If you find somebody else who's, again, we're not in the business of charging you to put you in Forbes. That's not what we do. We're not going to $5,000. We'll write an article about you. That is illegal, right? They shouldn't be doing that. That's against the terms of those companies. That's called pay for play. But it's nothing wrong with getting paid to play. Let me say that again. You shouldn't have to pay somebody to write about you in an article. That's not how it works with those companies. You should get paid to play. You should get paid to write your own. We will give you all the tools to do that. Now, again, is someone who's just learning or never been published before, are you going to have the best article ever the first time? No. You're going to have to write a few of them and get good. One option for you to learn to write is to publish on SpeakerHub's blog. You can publish your articles on our blog and get the feel of it so that you can start submitting them to other places, showing demonstrations of your articles and your writings. Did I beat the horse dead enough, John?
Yeah, the horses died. I
Okay,
appreciate it
perfect.
though.
Perfect.
Good
I
job
want to
though.
make sure. I showed him how to make so much money. He died on us. Perfect.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. We gotta help you, man. So that shows the value of the your SpeakerHub profile to be able to show all of your articles. In the future, you'll be able to put all your podcasts on there, videos of all your speaking gigs, so that people will be able to know when I picked Jadika, I got the right one because I watched 13 videos, I listened to 3.5 podcasts, and I read a bunch of articles about it. That's all the assurance I need to know, right? To let me know that I've picked the right person. Good to see you, Jasmine. Kathleen, who else just joined? Um, I thought I let everybody in who was trying to come in. Bonnie, good to see you. Any other questions? A couple things that we're working on right now. Over the weekend, we're going to try to start this tomorrow when nobody's busy. Over the weekend, scheduled sending will be disabled. We have to do a full refactorization of scheduled sending. You can still send manually, but if you're trying to schedule at night to send in the morning or any of that, over the weekend, we're turning it off so that we can fix it. Scheduled sending will be disabled. When you go in the app, you will see across the top a banner that says pitch scheduling is disabled until next week, because we need to get a bug that we can't figure out between us and Google and Microsoft. We're having a little battle on how we sequence the emails to go out during scheduling. So just want to let y'all know, if you got a VA pitching for you at night, they won't be able to schedule pitches until Monday. All right. Good to see you, Bonnie. Any other questions? Topics, updates, wins, things you're curious about? What's going on? Let's talk about it.
I do have a question, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Hi,
Yeah.
everyone. So yeah,
What's up?
on the lower left, when I send a pitch, it says remaining pitches. So is that a limit for a week or a month, or how does that work?
So is this Kathleen Coleman?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So in the lower left, it gives you the number of pitches that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
That yellow number, that
Yep.
resets every month, right?
Okay.
So with your plan, you should have, I think, 700 and something pitches over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So every month you will get a new 200. When you signed up for the lifetime, you got 500 bonus pitches, plus you get 200 every single month. The
Okay.
follow-ups don't count in those pitches. So when you follow up with somebody, it doesn't take away a pitch. And if you don't use them, they roll over to the next month if you're on a lifetime plan. If you're just on a month-to-month plan, they don't roll over unless you upgrade to rollover pitches. That's an extra add-on that you can add. Jadika, what's up? Did that answer your question, Kathleen?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. How many pitches you sent since yesterday? Kathleen sent her first pitch last night. So on the 7 o'clock call.
With a little help from a friend.
A little birdie, you know?
Yeah, I think I said 24 today.
Oh, high five. 0 to 100 real quick, man. That's a huge deal.
Thank you.
Yeah, like holy crap. Bonnie, you got to catch up. We got to get Bonnie. You can't let her pass you, Bonnie.
Dude, she did, but I was so proud of myself. I did do a pitch the other day, and honestly, I get stuff coming from other places, so I will celebrate this. I'm 80%, so my profile is live. I got a request from the Boulder, Colorado Human Resources Association, so I put my link in there to go check all the cool stuff that I put in my profile. Whoop, whoop. So I'm celebrating that much.
High five, high five. We got to get you picture. We got to get you
I'm in.
going. I want to make sure. I'm going
Ron,
to keep
I
pushing
know.
every day.
Ron, I know. You're always the first guy throwing cannonball in the pool. I know you. Okay. I take a little walk around the edge. I got to see how deep the deep end is. And then when I'm in, I am all the way in. So don't you worry. I'm on my way.
I got you. I'm going to drag you by all 10 toes. All right. All right. I'm done picking up Bonnie for the day. Jadika, what's up?
Okay, excuse me. I'm in need of some assistance from all of the pros who are on today. I, when I first came on SpeakerHub and me doing all these pitching and all of this, and so I got a lot of podcast interviews. So now all of a sudden the podcast interviews are going live now. They're out there. And so what I need now is like, how do I coordinate, since they all are coming all at one time, in terms of where you need to be sharing and all of that. Like, I like to hear how people handle that when you get these large volumes of your interviews now going live and you need to be promoting them as well. So that's been like, a new added administrative task I have to do now.
Oh, 100%. So here's what I can tell you. When they come in, what I've learned to do that just helps me out, as soon as I get the notification, because they usually tell you, hey, your interview's live, and they'll send you like a little thing to advertise or whatever, just go ahead and post it to social right then and there.
Okay.
So then you don't get caught up in the backlog of, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow you got 3 of them to do, but you don't want to post 3 of them conflicting, at the same time. So as soon as you get that notification, just copy the image, upload it, post it, and then you're done. Right? So then the burden of posting is off your chest. If you want to post it on multiple platforms, you can always go back later that day to put it on LinkedIn and Facebook. But right off the bat, just go ahead and put it on Instagram or something to get that burden off your back of, man, I got to do this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because, when I was a financial advisor, we used to say, touch it once, right? When you pick up the card to call somebody or you get an email, you shouldn't be going back, oh, I'm gonna come back to that later today. You're redoing the same work 2 and 3 times. Certain things in your life should be one touch. When I see it, I act on it, go on. I see it, I act on it, I go on. I see it, I act on it, I go on. Because if you'll end up doing redundant work.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Now,
Makes
other people may have other
sense.
comments, but that's how we handle it. I get the thing, I'm just gonna go and do it and move on with my life.
That helps. Thank you.
Yep. Any other feedback for Jadika?
Yeah, just Jadika, one of the things that I've been doing, or at least noticing when I put those podcasts up, is that a lot of people don't really spend a lot of time on my social media just watching the entire podcast that I was on. So I've been using this software called Wisecut, that I would take that podcast and actually put it inside of. I can just show you real quick. This guy here, I'll just put the podcast link in here. And what Wisecut will do is just go through and actually break that podcast down for me into little bite-sized chunks that I can now use to put little snippets on my social media pages that have been getting a lot more attention than, somebody watching a full 45-minute podcast. I just blank out little sections of it, and it's pretty cool. You just upload it and actually will trim out all of these different pieces of your podcast that you're on, so you can go through and determine which segment or a section that you can even edit in here to post again on social media to get more attention from that podcast that you was on versus just posting the one podcast. You can post a bunch of snippets of it. Hope that helps.
Wisecut is really good. I've used them before. I used to have a paid subscription to them. There are also other ones like Opus is another,
Yeah.
Opus Clips is another one. I think even Zoom, if you're recording on Zoom, Zoom does clips now, and so does Riverside. So good suggestion on Wisecut. I like them. They recently did an update because they didn't used to look that good. It used to be a really ugly interface,
Yeah.
but now they call it Wisecut AI, which made it a lot better.
If anybody needs
Also,
any help with Wisecut, just reach out. I'll spend some time with you and show you what I've learned with it.
yep, that's a cool thing. Jasmine, go ahead. You got to unmute. Jasmine up there miming in the corner.
They call me the Black Italian, okay? I talk with my hands. My best friend is Italian. She calls me the Black Italian. I'm always doing this. Even the first podcast that just went live, it was on Spotify, so I listened to it. And then I completely read his email and says, you can check it out on YouTube as well. I sent it that to you, right, Ron?
Yep.
The YouTube one? And I'm saying, man, the hand is moving, the hand is talking. So I was trying to get John's attention because that's what I was thinking now. Because when it comes to this technicality, I'm not ashamed to say, I don't know it. I don't want to know it. I just want to go out and be, So thanks for that message, that question, Ajika. So John, how do I get a hold of you to talk me through that? Because mine started to come live now. I did a series. And they're coming to, and AJ, don't you think I'm not going to come in yours? I'm just.
Yeah, just shoot me an email at john@johndiggs.com and we can set up a quick Zoom and I'll just walk you through, how I do it.
John at?
Yeah, john@john.com. johndiggs.com. I'm sorry, john@johndiggs.com.
Okay. I'll remember John. My dad's name is John.
There it is. Good, strong name.
Yeah. It's a powerful name, trust me.
Yeah, great for a bald head.
So I will reach out to you to figure out because they're starting to come, live. Someone told me in 2 weeks one is going to be live again and, the whole series set up again for some more podcasts. And AJ, I was speaking to AJ. Can you hear me? I have you I'm coming to you too, okay?
So it looks like John has about 8 requests for Wisecut. And guess what? We're gonna do the training right now. Let's go. Let's go ahead. Let's spotlight John and let him just show y'all how to do it. Why put it off? We're not gonna touch this twice.
Amen.
John,
Amen.
let's do it.
Amen.
Go ahead and show us how to do a clip.
Amen. Let me get my pen. Hold on.
Actually, here was just a podcast that was just released a couple days ago. It looks like this is actually that lady that wanted me to talk to her son, Tanya, which I'm meeting with today. But all I would do is just take this URL from the YouTube link.
Yeah.
Copy it, paste it into Wisecut. Wisecut is processing that URL like that. Then it gave me, it's all set. Now I want to create the project.
Right. All right. So he's at his plan limit right now. But let's do this. Let's show them this so you don't have to upgrade. Open up Opus to give them another option so we can show them several different ones. Opus.
I haven't used Opus.
Opus Clip. Yep. It works the same way. So you can just demonstrate it without having to.
And it's a paid subscription, right?
Huh?
John,
yeah,
is the paid.
I think they have free ones too. So put your link in there and just get the free ones out of there. Let's see what happens. So Opus has a free one, just like Wisecut. They're all the same. And I think it's going to go ahead and generate these things in the background. Give it a second there. Hit refresh, John. See what happens because it looks like it got caught up someplace. There it is. So now, all right, it's asking you to sign in for free. Yeah, just sign in for free. And then, but this basically gives you a very similar thing. I just didn't want John having to pay for something to demonstrate for us. Try to save some money there.
Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah,
And
I
just
mean,
keep,
hey man, you're helping us out. I just don't want to. I don't want you to have to pay an extra $30 because you trying to help us.
I was gonna pay for it anyway, but I'll do it later. Because I got some more clips to
So yeah, now
upload.
this asking like, how are you going to use it? You would be small business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then podcast, yep, webinar, perfect, and my own content. There you go. So if you have a YouTube, you can import it directly from your YouTube, but just go ahead and click that off. And then it's in queue right now. So it's just working in the background and it's going to give him a map of all of the popular clips with the score saying this one is a 90 something, this one is a 60 something. Of course, the 90 something is um, a higher rating or a higher likelihood for it to be a popular clip. And that's what it does. So you can reframe it. If you don't like the way they framed it, you can reframe the videos to only show you up and down like on a phone. You can make it widescreen. You can do all of that here. And if you want to do voiceovers, maybe you have some clips and you wanted to talk, you could do AI voiceover or AI B-roll where somebody else is reading it in the background. It's going to take him 13 minutes for that to be ready, but that's how you do it, guys.
But then once it's done, you'll see it looks like this. It'll just break down the different sections. It'll tell you how long the various clips that this clip is from your entire podcast. So you can just look at it and edit it and do some stuff within there. But that's what Opus, I'm sure, will look like once it does its processing. It'll just break down, fragment your entire podcast for you to kind of go in and pick and choose what section resonates most. It does a good job as far as finding when you're talking versus the podcast host talking. So, it seemed like Wisecut to even also get the podcast question in there and have me the response to it. And yeah, so I can determine how far and all that good stuff.
So then each little clip has its own link that you can transport over?
Yeah, you can just you can download it. You can download it on your computer and upload it to your social medias, or you can upload it to, YouTube to use it again. I've been going to just a full step further. I'm certified with this software called Camtasia, which is a video editing platform where I take it in there and do some further edits to where I can export it and add some subtitles to it. And Camtasia will also allow you to get rid of all those filler words and things that you may have a habit of doing that you may not want to have on a recording, all of those uhs, and all of that. So I take it through there and have it clean it up for me. Like here's a Wisecut one just to show you guys real quick on this. This is just something that might help you to get more, I guess, use out of your podcast guesting is what I've been trying to focus on, other than just posting the entire piece. I'm repurposing that and trying to find other ways to create shorts, reels, and things of that nature off of every podcast that I've done. I will put it in here, then I can edit it even further to where I get a clip. Then I also can put like subtitles on here and music in the background and things of that nature to really try to bring try to maximize every podcast that I'm on, essentially, is what my goal is, versus just, hey, I was on one, posted up there once, may get a few likes on it if people are going to sit there and watch the whole podcast. But I find that I'm getting a lot more attention, a lot more use out of my podcast when I break them down and use them as shorts, reels, stories for Facebook. I use a lot of them for Facebook stories and things of that nature, little snippets. So that's just some of the things that I'm just, again, with our community, just want to just kind of share with you guys. Hopefully it's useful and valuable. And if anybody needs any extra, I'll spend some time to show you more of what I do and how I'm doing it.
Hey, John, do you want to see the backside of Opus clips? I have my Opus clips open if you want to kind of
Yeah,
see
can you go ahead and demonstrate that for us? Curtis?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not familiar with that. If that's better than Wise Cut, I'm not married or in love with anybody.
I'm not gonna say it's better. I'm just gonna say it's different.
Okay.
While Carter's just bringing that up, John, is it just podcast videos or like a video that someone took of me on stage? Can I put anything in
Yeah,
there?
it could be any link, in any YouTube link, or you can even upload a file directly from your computer there. So it's not just podcasts, it's just any video footage that
Okay, and
you can
where
put in.
across the top where it said like 1 minute to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 15, is that the space within the podcast, like the first few minutes, or is that the length of the video clips you're asking for?
Well, that's the length of the video clips that Wisecut took out of the entire podcast. So it took some that were under a minute. It took others that was 1 to 3. It took other sections that was 5 to 7. So I can click on any one of those to determine which ones, how the length that I want to review of
Okay.
that podcast that the AI and system took out of that podcast.
Okay, so it's already done that and you can choose those links from the selection above. Cool. That is so cool. Thank you.
Exactly.
Ooh, Cardis, what do you got? Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so like basically what John is doing the podcast version, and I'm doing kind of like the lunch and learn version of that. So every lunch and learn that I have, I record content and I put it into Opus Clips just like John does. And it just is a little different as from the back end, right? So um like uh like we said earlier, it was kind of like it gives you a rating of ability to go viral or likelihood to go viral or whatever. So where I came from, I had all my different clips and you can upload all the different videos that you kind of want cut or broke down. And it kind of gives you these ratings out of 100. So, oh, this is 99% chance to go viral. Does that mean that? No, it has a lot of different variables. But what it also does is it allows you to favorite your videos because all these videos are not good videos for your social media or wherever you want to post it. So it might be good for YouTube, but it might not be good for because of your audience. Um, like for example, this video, it didn't cut the best video and the lighting's not well good. So we don't want to post that on our social media. So I would it's ranked low and I would discard it or dislike it and tell Opus why I disliked it. The other thing is when you do different different posts and everything, if you upload your social media accounts, it actually has them all right here for you. So you can select which social media accounts you want to post on. And if you want, it uses AI to write your descriptions for you. But if you want to edit these descriptions, it allows you to do so and add in your unique hashtags. It takes the content of your conversation to be able to formulate these hashtags, similar to kind of how we use SpeakerHub. So this is really cool. The other thing is, so it has this new scheduling tool. So the scheduling tool allows you to post up to like almost a month out, right? And post every day for different types of content. So you can schedule it the day, the time that you want to post or what have you, right? So that's a very
Curtis, is this the paid version or is this the free version?
this is the paid version. So
Okay,
this is the
all right.
lowest paid version.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was just a question in the chat, and I didn't know if you saw the chat there.
Oh, nope,
So,
nope. Sorry.
but yeah, so it gives you, I think it also does transcriptions too.
Yeah,
So
I
you
like
see
It
some
does.
of the words that are on there, it'll do the transcriptions automatically. Again, there's always
Let's take an example
always,
for Best Buy.
always,
Best Buy.
Sorry, I was just trying to
oh yeah,
get
no
the
problem.
audio play.
No problem. Usually there's always a, like advanced, intermediate, and easy button. So I'm glad we showed all three of them where the easy button is kind of Opus, the in the middle is Wisecut, the advanced is Camtasia, right? Where John was using Camtasia, that's going to be a bit more technical than just uploading it and letting it do its thing. But but you can pick which level you want to work at. That's all I want to make sure that we give everyone the different options, because some people gonna go in and they're gonna, take out their ums and ahs. Some people say, I'm good with that.
The most
So it
important
just
thing,
depends on where
guys,
they are.
I think the most important thing is just when you're on a podcast, don't just post it once and forget about it. Like, hey, I was on a podcast. There's so many different ways that you can repurpose, and utilize those snippets of those podcasts to build your brand. Use it for marketing, use it for connections and all of that thing. Just don't post it up there and forget about it. Hey, I was on one. Think about ways that you can use it, to advance your career.
One other thing, this goes back to the storytelling format that we talked about, of giving them 10 seconds, giving them 30 seconds, and then giving them 3 minutes. That storytelling format works for clipping up your things for social media, right? But if you're going on for 9 minutes, you can't put up a 9-minute reel. They're gonna let you do that, right? LinkedIn has a 15-minute limit on how long the videos can be. So you got to be able to, get your thoughts out wait, we're speakers. Let me start with this. We're speakers. We should not be struggling being clear and concise about what we do. Right? The worst thing ever is when you go to someplace and they say, all right, tell us about yourself. And the person gets the microphone and they up there for 7 minutes and you still don't even know what they do or anything. And you're like, oh, dude, come on, man. Like, tell us who you are. Let's get to it. I'm ready to get engaged. Now everybody's lost in the momentum of the event is going all the way down because that person didn't get to the point. So as speakers, we should never be accused of that. I saw a coach had asked someone to introduce themselves and tell them what they do. And the person said, twice. And the coach says, yeah, you're not ready. Let's go to somebody else. And this is in a room full of 300 people, right? So that person learned really quickly to get to the point and get their point across, because they missed an opportunity with the really important famous person that could have helped them. But because they weren't prepared, they were, hey, I'm ready. You know how people just raise their hand right away, hand goes up, but they weren't ready for the stage they were invited on. And it ended up, being a walk of shame on the other side of it, unintentionally. So let's be prepared as speakers. If we're going to be speakers, let's make sure that we're clear and concise in telling our stories. So any other things? John, thank you so much for allowing, for teaching everybody what you're doing, sharing your insights, but also allowing us to talk about, let's, one touch. When something comes up, don't put it off until tomorrow. Deal with it right now. Being able to hop up and show that. And then Cardis is ready. Yo, this other thing is out of credits. We can't get it to work. I got it. I'll show you mine with videos already in there. So thanks, guys, for tag teaming on that to help me out, because I didn't have any content for today, and y'all filled up the whole 30 minutes.
Thank the person who asked the question. She
Oh,
opened
my
up
bad,
kind
my
of
bad.
word.
My bad.
Okay.
Bonnie, Jasmine, and everybody else who was asking John for a free unpaid seminar. We just saved him a bunch of time.
No, I'm asking for the person who initiated that. Who is that, Najika? I always pronounce her name wrong, and she has to forgive me.
Oh, Janika. Oh, Janika, yeah.
She's the one that opened up the
Janika,
can of worm. I knew I wanted to hear this.
yeah, I mean, but I was about to have him working. Hey, can I come to that seminar too? Is it gonna be lunch? I'm like, he ain't even offered the thing. Y'all done turned it into a lunch and learn. Got him buying pizzas. So all right. So any other questions? Senator Powell, good to see you. Sharon Brown, good to see you. Kathleen,
See you as well.
Kathleen, yeah, good to see you. Kathleen, you're pitching. We're
Yep.
missing Ann. Where is Ann? Is Ann still on the boat? She's still out there on the Titanic? Chantel, what's your question?
Yeah, I just really had a comment.
I was on one of the podcasts and somebody reached out to me, and you know how you've been talking to us about what's better than being on a podcast is having our own podcast.
Mhm.
So one of the CEOs of this company, he reached out to me and he pitched me on having my own TV show. So he was telling me about how the TV show, how it streams on various networks, and we talked about different ideas for the TV show, different names for it, and what I'd be able to bring to it. And, of course, it's going to be at some type of cost. So I just kind of wanted to get your ideas about that, because looking at the TV show component, then definitely it is a little bit more work than an actual podcast. But he didn't like the term podcast. He said, we just call them TV shows around here, and it's all
Mhm.
on how you stream it. So his would be streamed on Pluto, Freebie, Hulu, Amazon, a lot of different platforms. So I'm really excited about it, but I never really thought about my own TV show per se. I kind of just wanted to let somebody else do the heavy lifting, and I can just be a guest and then just kind of go off. So I know it's best to have our voices amplified on a good cadence. So that would be an awesome opportunity. I just don't know if I want that type of responsibility right now, because I'm busy being creative in other outlets. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think you just summed it up, right? There's my daughter had her magnifying glass in here. My glass is thick enough to do this. If I took these thick lenses on these glasses and I took it outside on some ants and I just moved it around the whole time, nothing would happen. But if I put it at the right angle and that sunlight came through it, I could probably set my yard on fire, right? Focus is what's important. Focus and consistency, right? So I hear people say all the time, well, billionaires got 7 streams of income. Yeah, but they didn't have 7 streams at first. They had one, right? We only got so much time in the day and so many hours to do these things. And if I'm putting 5% over here, 5% over there, 5% over here, I'm getting beat by the person who's going 100% on one thing.
Right.
Right. So I'm a firm believer, find the thing that's most efficient for you and do that. Give you a great example. I've never been good at running Facebook ads. I've tried to get people to help me, never really pans out. I've been very good at sending emails to get customers. But Google and all these places limit the number of emails you could send. So I had to go to my second superpower, which was buying businesses. So instead of trying to build a community, I went and bought a community in SpeakerHub. So find the thing that's most efficient for you. It may be interviewing on other people's things. It may be doing your own podcast. It may be promoting the heck out of your book or starting to do webinars or something. But find one thing you can do consistently without being distracted.
Right. I definitely want to fish from one stream first before I start that other stream. So
Yeah.
I'm a fisherman
Well,
first.
here's the thing. Not only fish from one stream first, fish from the stream that's giving you the most fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me say that again. Fish from the stream that's giving you the most fish. Because guess what the dude's trying to do? He's fishing. He's trying to get you to pay him for something.
Right.
Right. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, but of course he's going to tell you, well, there's 1,000 Roku channels. There's 1,000 things on these apps. Now you got to market that. You got to produce that. And it's just an expense it's $97 a month for it to be on his streaming platform and to have his app, but it's $4,000 worth of attention.
Right.
AJ, look, I go to AJ because AJ knows me probably better than my blood family, other than the people that live in the house with me, my kids and my partner. AJ knows me better than all of them because we're always having conversations about business, right? AJ will tell you, I got the same answer to everything. What you doing? Same thing I was doing yesterday.
Right.
Yo, what you working on? Same thing, same shit, different toilet. I've been saying that for 5 years. Same thing.
Yeah.
Man, you tried that? Nope, we sending emails. Man, what else? Yep, we're going to do more calls. You know why I do these calls? Because they work. So guess what we did? We added another call, right? I doubled down on the calls that was working. 90% of the people who come to this call become a paid subscriber of SpeakerHub. And they don't cancel, they stay. We need to do more of these. Eventually, we're gonna have 8 of these a day. No, I'm just kidding. If I could, I would. I would do 8 of these a day. Right? So we launched the one for the evenings, 15 people there the first night. I think 7 or 8 people last night. It's like, oh yeah, so we got capacity. We just didn't have the right scheduling. So I'm a firm believer finding the one thing that works the best for you and going all in on that. For me, it's been pitching myself on podcasts and being able to show my personality. I'm 5'5". I had to win on personality my whole life. Right? I wasn't 6'2". Had to show my personality. Right? So that's that's my go-to thing. Not saying you shouldn't do the TV show, but if it's not bringing in fish that you can reel in easily, don't get distracted by that.
Got it. Right.
We got to get you making some. I don't know how much money you make, but I always think more money never hurts.
Absolutely.
So if we can help you to make more through getting more products and services sold versus having you spend more trying to get people to watch your show.
Right.
Look, if you're looking for more eyeballs, there's no cheaper way to do it than podcast, guesting, and running Facebook ads. I'm gonna give you a hack. Watch this. If you run Facebook ads in the United States, right, you're probably going to pay $20 to $30 per 1,000 people that watch that ad for your product. Do Americans live outside the US?
Yes.
Yeah. Do English-speaking people who may be interested in your product live outside the US?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You think I changed my Facebook and Instagram to Spanish? No, it's still based like I'm in the US. But they see my location, and in Colombia, I can run Facebook and Instagram ads for $2 per 1,000 people that see it. So Americans make the mistakes of trying to sell to Americans in America. Sell to us Americans that are traveling. In the ad platform, it says Americans traveling that speak English outside of the US. Pick them. It's like $3 to get in front of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I know that works because I've done that. Right? So that's what I would look at. If you're trying to get more attention, that's an easy way to get attention. YouTube ads, a penny a view. Put your podcast. What was that thing? $100? How much was it a month?
For the show?
Yeah.
One of the lower tiers, it was about $250 a month.
Okay. Here's what you do. Are you going on a podcast a week?
I'm going on a podcast today. I'm going on a podcast in an hour.
Take each of those podcasts, upload them to Google, run YouTube ads to those podcasts to English speakers outside of the US. Right? You only pay if someone watches it. It's a penny a view outside the US. So now every podcast you put out got at least 1,000 views. You're gonna sell some books.
Ron.
Huh?
Repeat that what you just said.
I can show you better than I can tell you. Let me show you. All right. Let me go to my Google Ads account. All right. So I'm gonna go here to Google Ads. And let me change my language to English. I don't even know how to do that. Got to go click on the English ad because that one is all screwed up. All right. The hell, they keep putting me back in. Okay, here we go. Colombia. Change this to English. Really quick. That is not English. There we go. All right. So now I sign into my Google Ads platform here, and you can see I ran an ad for this podcast. How much did I spend? $39. You see that? How many people saw it? 4,000. How many of them watched it at least 30 seconds? I paid 2 cents per view, per 30-second view. If they don't watch it 30 seconds, you don't pay for it. On Facebook, if they show your ad for 3 seconds, you pay for it,
Mhm.
right? How many people visited my webpage from that? 20. That means I paid $2 per website visitor from that YouTube video. There's the YouTube video. This is what it looked like on YouTube. Do you see that?
Yes.
The views show up on that YouTube video. So if you were to run the ads to it, you're going to end up with more people seeing your stuff, and you're going to end up, more people will see your ads from $250, your videos from $250 of running these type of ads, than will see you on your channel.
Got it.
And you already did the content.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know the guy, so he can't say I'm hating because I don't even know who was selling you. What I'm telling you is this is what I know I would do with my $250 if I'm already recording content. I ain't got to produce nothing. It's already been edited by the podcast host. I just got to promote. We got to learn how to promote. We got to get out of all the activities that's a distraction from promoting, fixing our website, producing this, polishing that. They don't drive money. Your job as the CEO is to make bread, right?
So, Ron, what you're saying is sorry to interrupt.
No.
What you're saying is you're leveraging cheaper ads to promote viewership and click content that you can view the product that you were selling on the podcast, right?
Yeah, well, I'm running ads to the entire podcast. The average watch time on this was 22 minutes. Did you hear what I said? How many of y'all watched the 22-minute ad? Because you know what YouTube do? They just put my videos before Earn Your Leisure.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody think they watching an Earn Your Leisure video,
Yeah.
and they really watching me.
Mm-hmm.
An ad got me like that this morning. I was listening to music in the shower, and I couldn't click skip, and it just kept playing. So I was like, "Oh,
Yep.
this guy is kind of interesting."
I learned that down here. Latin American artists, they just run ads to their whole song. And you think, you don't even know it's an ad. It's just a regular song. You're like, oh man, that's such and such. You see at the bottom, click skip to skip the ad. If you got good content, they'll stay engaged. 22 minutes was my watch time on these. I'll pay a penny, anybody a penny to watch my stuff for 22 minutes. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So you can see, look at what I did. Here's my ads are showing the people that speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Where were they located? Colombia, Costa Rica, Belize, Mexico, right? There it was. Make sense?
Makes sense.
You know, I went in, I was playing with this. The US wasn't in this one. But I came in and I'm always messing with this, showing it to people. But that's what we were doing. Right? And this is how it worked. All you do is you come into YouTube and you put in the video you want to add in there. So I'm going to show you. Again, I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm going to go find a video that had Carter's Best on it. Right? Oh, that's Playboy Cardi. Wait a minute. Carter's the best. Let's see if we can find him. Oh, that kind of rhymes. You are the best, Carter's. Right?
Yeah,
But
I'm telling you, it's the hardest thing with my name. Like,
yeah, you got to find something else, man.
yeah.
Let me find a podcast I was on right here. Let's say I wanted to drive people to this video here, right? And it don't even have to be on your channel. It can be on anybody's channel. I'm gonna pick this dude to show you. I can run ads to anybody's thing. Let's do this one. You see, this ain't my channel or my video.
Mm-hmm.
I come in here, I just put the URL in, just like y'all did in Wisecut, and now I'm running ads to that video.
Nice.
But what landing page I'm gonna send them to? www.SpeakerHub, player. Make sense? And then I can add a button that says, be a guest. Because I want people to go and pitch his podcast. Make sense?
Yes.
be a guest on this podcast. Boom. And they click over, they're going to go sign up for SpeakerHub to learn how to be a guest on those podcasts. I don't even got to make the content. Is what I'm saying. I could just put Earn Your Leisure in here and then say, be a guest on Earn Your Leisure and show it to everybody. And they just go email the hell out of Ian. But they're going to use our software to do it. You see what I mean? This is what advertising is about. Right? So this is the gist of how you can drive your own traffic to your own content. The content that you've already produced. You don't have to go and redo a bunch of stuff. We have to be, how many here are business owners? Right? Okay. What's the number one job of a business owner until he has hired a director of sales?
Sales.
Drive revenue, right? Let me show you something. And I think this is really important for us to see. See 1 second here. You want to switch off of this and go to speaker status. So we have a bunch of answers from everybody. The average speaker is working by themselves. You see that? 63% of speakers are working by themselves, right? If we say 92% of speakers have a part-time person or one full-time person. You see that? Because you add this 63 plus this 21 plus this 8. And if we took these freelancers who are part-time also, 97% of speakers are working by themselves or with some part-time help. Why do I bring that up? Because how many sales opportunities do you hold per month? 0 to 5. Does that make sense? That's not enough. It's not enough. You're going to lose, right? So let me show you. This is who you're competing with. This is my day. First meeting, 8:30. Ran my team meetings. I got meetings until 7. I got 7 meetings today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
So
8.
Ron, the evening one, is it the same link to this one?
Same link as this one. Yep. It's just at 7 p.m.
All
Yep.
right. I'll see you at that time. I gotta go. Thank you.
See you later.
Okay.
But you see what I mean? This is about driving revenue. Makes sense. Tomorrow, I got meetings. When I tell you I got to hop off, my meetings start at 1 o'clock every day. I meet with my team, with everybody here. But after that, I'm just in sales meetings all day trying to sell more SpeakerHub. Because my job as the head of the business is to drive revenue. I work 7 days a week. On Saturday, I got 9 sales meetings. You're not going to beat me. I'm talking to my competition right now. Y'all ain't going to beat me. Right? Because I know what my job is. It's to drive sales. I got 19 other full-time people and another 16 contractors that do all the other stuff. My job is to bring in this bread. Look at Monday. I'm all day on Monday. We gotta drive sales. If you're not having meetings, how can you be on stage? It's just impossible, guys. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what lives on the other side of sales meetings. Sales. Okay. On the other side of sales meetings is sales. On the other side of emails and pitches and sales calls is sales meetings. When you get the Stripe transaction, it's money. We got to do more of that. Bart?
I just wanted to confirm that you are doing what works in terms of sending emails, because through all that, I got an email from you to join the SpeakerHub and tell me all about the flywheel. So I'm inundated with Ron's story.
That's it. We working.
I want it or not. He's still selling. You know, I'm buying, and he's already sold. And buy more, Bart. But it's the same thing. But buy it again. No, what
Just
I
in case.
say
I got to
was-
remind him he made a good decision.
what I wanted to say was, yeah, I have a sales meeting at as soon as we get off of this with Steve O's, and wanted to thank you for that.
Oh yeah, Steve is a good dude, man. He's building a great agency with veterans, Speakers Bureau for veterans. So I think you all have a great conversation. I think you would be a better leader for them, just in my opinion, more than I think you could probably benefit from the membership, but I think a lot of his people are going to be new speakers. They'll be veterans, but they'll be new speakers. So your insight on what you've been doing will help him out a lot, you know. But Steve has a great mission with what they're doing. So but yeah, guys, you gotta be selling. Imagine if McDonald's never had any sales meetings. They closed the drive-through. I could probably tell you the least sold product at McDonald's is ice cream because the damn machine don't ever work. You can't sell ice cream if the ice cream machine don't work. Ice cream machine down. Come on, man. Let me tell y'all, you want to see a miracle? All right, see you later, John. You want to see a miracle? And I got to hop off in 5 minutes. Here's a miracle. Here in Colombia, they have standalone McDonald's ice cream shops. And the machine is never down. Like, they don't sell hamburgers. All they sell is McFlurries and cones. And the machine ain't never down. These people be in line for McDonald's ice cream. In the States, you can't get McDonald's ice cream. It's like you better off winning Monopoly, the McDonald's Monopoly, than getting a cone from a McDonald's. So, but moral of the story, we got to be selling more, guys. So I wanted to show you all that, not to say that I'm any better than anyone else. It's just y'all see this, but on the other side, I gotta drive the business. And the more people I can hire, Johan's on. Johan is my new intern, so I can sit in his chair more. Right? So Johan is doing he'll be doing a lot of the stuff. He's not on camera, but Johan is bilingual, 18-year-old, just graduated from high school, looking for work, hard worker. When I first met him, he couldn't speak Spanish. Now couldn't speak English. Now he speaks fluent English. And I'm like, dude, I got a job for you. If you got that initiative to do that, I got you, right? So he shows up every day on time. He's a hard worker. This is his first week, been here every day. We just got to get the people in place so we can do the work, guys. Make sense? So don't be afraid to invest in freeing up your time. But if you got a bunch of time in a day, you don't need to invest in freeing up your time. You need to fill that time first. Right? Send more pictures, prospect more, tell more people about what you do. That's my call to action for today. Tell more people about what you're doing. That's the only way you're going to pay these bills. I don't feel sorry for you. I got 35 mortgages I got to pay for all of my employees. I generate all the revenue to pay their car notes, their food, their kids' dreams, all rest on these two shoulders until we build out a sales force where we can put it on other people's. But for right now, it's mine. So that's why my calendar looks like that. And that's why it's always looked like that. Right? So go forward. I'm going to challenge you a little bit more because we're moving into product at SpeakerHub. Right? Over the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about selling. How do you feel proud to help somebody? Because that's all
fantastic. Yeah.
Right? I'm going to show you how we run them YouTube ads, but I get all of my people just from emailing. We're going to show you how to do that. If you got a coaching program that's B2B, we will show you how to reach out and pitch wellness programs to businesses. How do you reach out and pitch, whatever you're doing, mind mapping, whatever. I will show you how to go directly to the company. People ask, Ron, why don't you do corporate speaking? Because I don't need to do corporate speaking. You speak at corporate in order to try to sell them something. I just skip that and just sell them something. Like, what I got to do I got to try to convince them from the stage. No, I'm just going to go talk to them and let them tell me no directly.
That's what I like. I want to go to them and let them tell me no directly.
100%. I've done it more than anybody.
On the podcast yesterday, she said to me, she says, you better not tell me you don't have like a 6 weeks course up there teaching this to everybody. I said, oh, it's in the works. It's in the works.
So let me
I
give you some
usually go to
advice
the
on the course.
corporation and let them know.
Yeah, here's the thing. Don't worry about trying to finish the course. The worst
Yeah.
thing you can do is finish the course, right?
Okay.
Because you're building a course in a vacuum with no feedback. You're building the course in a vacuum with no feedback, right? We advertised the course called the Speaker Launch Formula for Black Friday, right? I haven't put it out yet. The reason being is that I'm doing these daily calls and I'm learning, oh man, the videos I recorded don't even apply. They were too advanced for the speakers I'm working with. I forgot that for a lot of y'all, this y'all first business. And I'm talking about concepts and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is like business 404. That I got to go back to 101 and just tell them what a lead is. Tell them what outbound is, what inbound is. I had this super duper high level thing and I'm like, they're not going to do any of this. But
You should
now,
have it anyway, Ron, because you should have different levels because some people might have been doing business for like 30 years.
yeah, and they still don't know the basics. They still don't know the basics. I mean, it's just the truth. They ain't no book. SpeakerHub didn't come with a book. Right? These businesses. Wait, when you decided you wanted to be a speaker, Kevin, did a manual just show up at your house from Amazon on how to be in the speaking business? No.
Not at all.
When I was a financial advisor, I would interview, especially when I was over farmers, we would interview new agents. And well, I spent 5 years here and I did 5 years there and I did 6 years of this. And I say, okay, what was your revenue? But the pandemic. I'm like, dude, the pandemic was 5 years ago. Why are we talking about the pandemic? Right? But I'm joking. It wasn't during the pandemic time, but they would give me some excuse. Because I knew that if you told me you were a master salesperson, but your revenue was trash in your insurance agency, you weren't a good salesperson. The revenue tells the score for selling. So I could just say, oh yeah, you've been at it for 6 years, but you got 1 year of experience, repeat it 6 times. You've been running into the same roadblock and not getting past it. Let me show you how to get past that. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to make sure that your 2025, if you listen to me for the next 10 months, your 2025 should be drastically different than your 2024. That's my commitment to you. Your revenue for 2025 should be drastically higher than your revenue for 2024. That's the only reason you show up here is to make some money. We do okay. So I can show you how to build a team. I can show you how to build a product, but you don't build the course first. I learned that the hard way a long time ago, and I was reinforced with this one. You don't build the course first. What you do is you promote and you say, hey, who wants to come to it? Here, I'm doing a beta. I'll walk you through the steps really quickly. Who wants to come? I'm doing the course on wellness or on sales. I'll use my stuff. I'm doing a course on sales. I'm looking for 5 people that are willing to go through a weekend, 3-day intensive on sales. I'm going to be charging $1,500 for this course in the future, but I will give it to you and 5 people for free if you give me an honest testimonial at the end of it on how I can fix it. Now, what do you get? Here's what you do. The first day, you do your first part. And then the next day, you know what you ask them? Hey guys, what did I leave out in the first day? Because you'll think that they understood what you was talking about. And they're going to ask you for a refresher. And then on day 2, you start off day 2 refreshing on the things you did in day 1, and then your new content. And then on day 3, you ask, hey, what is it that you had questions about after you went home from day 2? They give you those things, and you cover that. Now you've been recording all 3 days. And then you just chop that up, and that's your first version of the course. And it came with testimonials. And you know what sections you need to go back and redo.
Fabulous.
Does that make sense?
You advertise for that? Do you advertise for that, or do you just reach out to 5 people you know?
Nope. Watch this. You got a thing on your phone? Open up your phone. What you got? iPhone? Yeah. Okay. iPhone. Open up contacts on your iPhone. Everybody do this. If you got an iPhone, open up contacts. Click on contacts. Should be on a page that look like this, right? When you get on that page, over on the right, you're gonna see some alphabets, and you can rub your thumb on those alphabets. Go all the way down to the last little dollar sign. You're gonna get down to the Z's and scroll up. How many contacts you got? I can't hear you. Y'all muted. Go ahead. How many y'all got?
Okay. Go all the way down to Z.
1,386.
1,300. Five
Yeah.
people in there will buy something from you, Bart. How many you got, Bonnie? 286. There's some people in there.
522.
There you
Yeah.
go. Jasmine,
1,100.
1,100. Anybody got, just to show you, you can always get, there's my
No,
number right there.
Oh my God, 1,700.
Look at that. 1,700 is great. I think I'm at 3,265 as of right now. Right? So I gotta have people to sell to. I get every, take my number. Yeah, because as soon as I gotta sell something, I'm calling you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna send you a text message. Hey, this Ron, this from my other number. I don't know if you're interested in this, but like you heard what Bart said. Bart said he already bought from me. He keep telling me about what he got. You daggone right. Because my daughter needs some new shoes. It's just the way it is. Go ahead, Kathleen. And then Bonnie, go ahead. Kathleen, I can't hear you. You're muted.
Just wanted to know, where is the best place to go back and watch these replays?
Yep. SpeakerCoworking.com. SpeakerCoworking.com. Or you can go to SpeakerHub.com. Either one.
Okay.
Let me show
Thank
you,
you.
and then we're going to hop off. So here you go, right here. On this page, SpeakerHub.com, right at the top in this gray bar, we put the link. You see that, Kathleen?
Mm-hmm.
And then that link is going to take you to SpeakerCoworking.com, where we show all of the videos.
Okay.
And it's
All
updated
right.
every single day. You see the one from
Okay.
yesterday is already up. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Cool. Any other questions, guys, before we hop off? This has been a good day. We're going to push more into selling. I got to get you all to making some money so you can stay in this business and you can start using speaking to get paid, not trying to just get paid to speak. I want y'all to speak to get paid. Make sense? Bonnie, what's up?
Just really quick, in building these courses, bringing people.
Oh, wait 1 second. Go ahead. My bad.
Do you usually do them like a couple of days thing, like for hours on a day, or meet once a week, twice a week? What's a
It depends on how much content you have, right?
Okay.
So here's the great thing. In the past, more meant more. More meant better. Now, less is better. If you can get your, what's the old Benjamin Franklin quote? I would have, if I had more time, I would have written you a shorter letter. Right? It's the same thing. If you can get your stuff down into just, hey, here's a cookbook, you're better off. Because people are short attention span, they're not focused, they don't have the time to invest 8 hours in trying to learn your thing. Get them a quick win. Your first course should be a quick win. Right? Your first course should be a quick win. That's where the difference is made. All right. So, hey guys, I got to hop off, but I'm going to help you all sell some stuff. We're going to do some selling over here, and we're going to help a lot of people with our selling and our products and services, because everybody ain't going to hear you speak, but they can buy your book. They can buy your course. They can hire you to do workshops and training. Kevin, people need your map process, but we got to get you picture more. All right.